All right, hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm doing one of those videos just like all the girls do. You're going to get ready with me this morning. So before I get started, I want to tell you one thing that I think is very important when you're getting ready. It's a fan. You got to have a fan. Because I don't know about you, but I get hot and sweaty. And mostly because probably I'm a man, but got to have the fan turn on. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is basically just overwhelm, because I'm actually feeling overwhelmed right now, and not in a bad way, but just overall overwhelmed with just life in general. Electric shave. No E. Electric shave. If you don't know, if you do electric shaving, this is the jam. You can get it at any store you like. I already put it on. This is my second time trying to record this video, but the electric shaver. Now, some of you may be like, you know what? I don't like electric shavers. They don't get close enough. And I get it. It's totally fine. But I actually have only always used an electric shaver. So my dad kind of turned me on them a long time ago, so I've been using them quite a bit. But I don't really like the feeling. It's probably because I don't do it enough. But overwhelm, let's talk about that for a second, because overwhelm really sucks. And it's so easy in this world that we live in to get overwhelmed by all kinds of different stuff. For example, you can get overwhelmed by Christmas right now. You can get overwhelmed by Thanksgiving. You can get overwhelmed by having too many friends because they keep asking you to do things. That's not my case, but you can get overwhelmed because you don't know what to eat anymore. You don't know what the right food is. You don't know if it's good or bad, or you don't know if the government's doing good or it's doing bad. This is a crazy world we live in, and we need to find time and we need to find peace in our life some way. But there's a couple things that I have found that have helped me with my overwhelm. I got to take this top off. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm getting ready, I just get hot. So we're taking this off. We're getting out of here with this. All right, I'm back. Clothes change. Oh, whoa, what is that? Oh, did you guys see that? That's not good old trusty. Oh, the shirt's going to unravel. Go ahead and just clip that right here. We're going to deal with that a little later. So we were talking about overwhelm. There are a couple of things that I feel can be very helpful when it comes to being overwhelmed is, one, you need to stop the outside noise. You have to stop the Instagram and the TikTok and the news and what your friends and family are saying, what other people are saying. You just got to stop the noise. You need to find a peaceful place to be able to find that help or find that peace is what you need, all right? So I think it's really important to find that quiet time. That's why when you go on vacation, all the overwhelm goes away, because all the noise goes away of the tasks of the day, everything that you got to do. The next thing that I have found to be helpful when it comes to being overwhelmed is writing things down. You have to get it out of your head. What happens is overwhelm is that it puts you into a state where your brain never relaxes. If it never relaxes, then what ends up happening is you get anxiety. And that's where anxiety comes from. Anxiety is an endless loop that can't be solved. And my shaver just died. Today's been about patience. I should have done it on patience. So we're going to charge this up a little bit. So writing things down, I think that's really important to be able to write things down, because if you don't write them down, then you don't get them out of your head. If you don't get them out of your head, then your brain actually holds on to it. And if it holds on to it, you get the loop. Now you can have that consciously or subconsciously. And what I mean by that is consciously you could be thinking about it and be stuck in a loop. Happens all the time when you're going through a trauma or you're going through something. The other is subconscious. And this is where PTSD and other things come in, because you're stuck in this subconscious place where anxiety kicks in so much that you don't actually know why it's doing it. And that all starts with overwhelm. And so one of the great things that I have found when I went through anxiety and panic is writing things down. And I'm going to have my big one right at the end. And so I think that's the other thing that's really important. And what's crazy is it's all internal. It's all inside. And my dad said, when I told him I had anxiety, he said, you know what? I just want you to know it's real. What you're feeling is real, even though other people won't see it or understand it. So overwhelm can lead to anxiety, and anxiety can lead to things that are much worse. And so you got to work on it. That's the other part. The third part of the things that I do when I get overwhelmed is I need to change the words or the patterns that are in my head. And there's a couple of ways to do that. There's two ways that I do it. One, I do that through listening to, for example, motivational mornings on YouTube. You can just do a search for that. I'm going to do my hair while we're waiting. And so, by the way, pomade, matted clay, got to do it. So, what was it? What were we talking about? Dude, don't turn almost 50 because your brain just literally goes out the door. But the next one was changing the words in your brain. So you got to change the words in your brain. Really important, because Motivational Mondays is just a bunch of inspirational quotes of other people saying things of encouragement. And quite honestly, when you're in anxiety and overwhelm, what ends up happening is that you forget the words, the word patterns change. So you need to jumpstart it. You need to give it a little quick jumpstart to get the words or the patterns that are in your brain kind of rocking and rolling again. And so morning motivation on YouTube, great. You should check it out. You can listen to it every day. It's fantastic. The other is the Bible. And I know you're going to say, oh no, not the Bible. But I will tell you, the more and more I read the Bible, and you go to Bible.com and you can start reading through it, it will change your life, because it's all about life and it's how to live life. And you'll see all the things that are actually happening in the world right now have already happened 1,000 times before. And it's written in that book. It'll blow your mind. Read the Bible, because it'll tell you what you need to do specifically. And if you want to, I don't recommend always using this, but go to ChatGPT and ask it questions about what's going on in your life and compare it to what's actually happening in the Bible and what the Bible talks about it, and you'll be blown away. All right. So the last thing, do we have any power here? I know I should probably just use the other stuff so that it won't do that, but this thing's getting old. So the last thing that I would say that'll help you with overwhelm is you have to give it to God. You being naive enough to think that you can do it on your own. Oh my gosh. You cannot do it on your own. There's no way. And you can't rely on somebody else. You want to know why? Because they're going through their own ish. They're worried about themselves going through their own stuff. So you need something else. You need somebody else. You need the one that created everything to help you get through it. So when I was going through my serious panic and anxiety, the only thing that helped me was prayer and giving it to God. That's the only thing that eventually got rid of all of it. It didn't get rid of my problems, but it got rid of the pain and the uncomfort that I was having. Man, look, why do I look so old? I guess that's what it takes. But anyways, that's what I got for you today. I thought this would be fun. The girls are always doing it, but the guys are never doing it. So why not? If you have any question or thoughts, or any of these ring true to you, just go ahead and put a little comment. And even better, if you like me, follow me, because I like you. Almost done here. Got to give it a little hand touch. Make sure I get the stragglers. All right. So we're done. We're ready to take on the day. All right. I love you guys very much. Go out there and have a great day and make it the best one yet.